Hello everyone, and welcome back to Resident Evil 7. Last time, we finished the game. The story came to its conclusion as Evelyn, the antagonist, the villain, the driving force of this game, we turned her into like a dried out pile of fungus, and that's how she ended up. But Ethan and Mia getting a much happier ending. They flew off in the helicopter. Ethan said that one door closes and another opens. And by one door closing, I'm assuming he's talking about the fungus monster door. That door closed. I suppose that means that Mia doesn't have a job anymore, right? That door also closed because that was part of the fungus monster door. I assume that Mia's babysitting job is over. She will probably have to find a new line of work. That might be for the best, since it seemed that her profession was pretty dangerous. Unreasonably dangerous. Having to care for fungus children who had godlike control over fungus. Well, that's all over now. But what are we doing here? What are we doing back here? Well, we had a choice to make. We had to choose whether or not to cure Mia or Zoe of the fungus. Who do we give the serum to? Last time we gave it to Mia. This time we're going to give it to Zoe and see how things change. Now I figure that today's episode is either going to be really interesting or really disappointing, because after we cured Mia, we went off in the boat with her, and then we found the wrecked ship, and then like the entire wrecked ship level focused on Mia. Like, it was all about her. So what happens if we choose Zoe? What happens if Zoe leaves with us? We leave Mia behind. How much could change, do you think? I don't know. But we're about to find out right now. Oh, and by the way, during the credits of the last video, I said that I really like the first, 3/4 of this game, and then I thought the last quarter of the game went downhill. The exact point where it goes downhill is right here.
I had to use one of them. There's only one left.
There's only one left. There can't just be one left. What the hell are we gonna do now?
This seems so clumsily done. I don't even know why I'm supposed to have... I don't know why I'm supposed to be concerned about which one I'm choosing. They're just standing here, staring at me. I can't seem to walk away. I have to choose one, and no one's actually going to say anything. All right, let's cure Zoe. See what happens. Oh, no, actually, if I don't do anything, my head goes back to the center automatically, representing Ethan's inability to make a decision. He can't work it out himself. He just doesn't know. He needs the player to make the choice, because he cannot. He is torn between these two people, one of whom is his wife, the other who he has just met and spoke to on the phone 3 times. The internal torment that Ethan must be going through right now is intense. In fact, wait, hold on. Forget what I said about this being clumsily done. This is actually masterful, because you realize what's going on here. Mia Winters, Zoe Baker, and Ethan Winters. Their names combined. 3 A's. Just like Tamara and Craig. The 3 A's when you combine their names. To open Travis's door, we needed 3 A's and a handprint. Well, right here, we have 3 A's. And we have a hand that is holding the serum. The key to salvation, the key to escape, ended up being 3 A's and a hand. It was foreshadowed all the way back then when we saw that Tamara had 2 A's, Craig had 1 A. Add the A's together, you get 3, and then Craig's handprint. That's how you open up the door to Travis. And that's how you open up the door to escape here. You get these 3 characters together, Mia, and then Zoe Baker, and then Ethan Winters, the 3 A's combined, and Ethan's hand in which holds the serum. That's genius. That's foreshadow. It's like in literature, that's what you call there being layers to the text. You know, it's something that you don't really realize until your second reading of the text, as we are playing this part for the second time here. And then you realize that things were actually a lot more complex and nuanced than you even realized. The artistry of this foreshadowing is amazing. 3 A's like Tamara and Craig. And a handprint. Well, we know which A we chose last time. Now it's time to choose the other A and see what happens.
No.
I'm sorry. I really am. But Zoe will be able to guide the two of us to safety, and then I can come back for you.
Go. I don't want to hear it. Both of you just go. Go! My place is here. With her.
Don't be ridiculous.
You forget. I still have a job to do.
I'll send help.
Thank you. I can't believe you chose me.
Mia's no good to anyone right now. But we might make it out of here in one piece.
Listen.
I want to know what all this is about. Starting with Mia.
Mia came here with Evelyn. That's how it started.
Evelyn. The kid. I knew Mia was hiding something.
That. There's the boat that Mia came with Evelyn on.
Oh, what the... They came on that. Let's go take a look.
I'm not going back there.
I gotta know what Mia was up to. What the hell was that?
It's her. Evelyn doesn't want us to leave. No! No! Evie! Please!
Zoe?
Evie!
Zoe? Zoe! What the fuck?
Mommy. This way.
How?
Oh? Are we playing as Mia on the boat? It's the same. Yeah, that was Mia's reflection. We're playing as Mia on the boat, aren't we? Did they not actually change anything due to that choice? They did not actually change anything, did they? We're good. Because when we chose Mia, Zoe never actually appeared in the rest of the game. Except that one strange scene where we were talking to Jack. So is the rest of the game going to play out exactly the same? Does that choice do nothing? It does nothing, does it? Oh, wow.
Ethan? Ethan! Ah! Ethan! Ethan! 'Cause 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 'c
I'm not sure why Zoe died there. Wasn't the serum supposed to cure her of the fungus in her body? But then, of course, the way she died was Evelyn caused the fungus in her body to overgrow, right? So the serum did nothing? The serum did nothing. Just like choosing Zoe did nothing. Apparently. Okay, so I don't know if anything changes, so I think that this is what we're gonna do. Since so far, this boat level looks exactly the same, and since Zoe being dead or alive wouldn't actually change the rest of the game, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing the rest of the game. And if nothing changes, if it's all exactly the same as it was the first time, I'm going to fast forward the video throughout the rest of the playthrough until we get to something that might be different. Like, just in case the ending is different, I don't know. So if nothing is different about the boat, you'll know it because I'm going to fast forward now. Hey, guess what? It's not any different. I'm recording this voiceover like a day after I actually recorded the gameplay. So I'm just watching this in fast forward along with all of you. Though, 24 hours ago, I was playing it, waiting to see if something would change, if anything would be different. And, like, there's a couple things, actually, that do change. But not as much as I would have thought. Like I said, I believe I did say that the game, when you go into the boat section, like, I was kind of thinking that it would have to have changed a lot. Because when you choose Mia, you go with her to the ship, then you get attacked, and then Mia wakes up on the ship. And I figured that something would have to change if you pick Zoe. It turns out not really. Not really. One thing that is different about this one, though, is that since I already beat the game, it did put the Albert 01 in the item box, which is what I'm carrying now. The Albert 01 that you get for beating the game doesn't seem to be the same thing that you used in the last fight with Evelyn. Because that gun was some sort of mega anti-bioweapon killing gun. This gun is described as a replica, and it just seems to be a powerful handgun. You know, it's good, but it's not like the big deal that it was when you actually get it in the last fight. So I got to use that a little bit. I suppose we'll probably take a closer look at that at some point. But for right now, I just thought I'd fast forward through all this, just because it's exactly the same thing as what we had already saw when I was doing this the first time. And the recording, starting from the choice between Mia and Zoe going to the end of the game, I think the recording was something like an hour and 45 minutes. It was something like that. I didn't really want to post that, since we already saw the majority of it, aside from the couple things that changed. So we're just speeding through most of it. You remember how this goes. We're watching the VHS tape right now. Mia turns out to be a trained covert agent working for apparently a large evil pharmaceutical corporation. We will assume that creates bioweapons that look like little girls. Mia also turning out to be trained in the use of automatic weapons, bombs, and knife fighting, it seems. You didn't really get that impression from her previously in the game, but now you find that out about her. And I believe the VHS tape is going to end about now. There it is. Little girl teleporting in your face. Very frightening. I believe some comments have mentioned that the writer on this game did have writing credits on a couple of the Fear games. So I guess he does like the idea of the scary supernatural little girl. It's very frightening. Of course, in what we're seeing right now with Evelyn getting in Mia's face, we find out that none of this is supernatural at all. Evelyn is not actually teleporting around. Rather, it's just that when you're infected with the fungus, she can make you see hallucinations. So she can just make you see whatever she wants. But they just had to explain that just to make sure that you know she's not a ghost. She's not using magic powers or teleporting. It's all science. It's all hard science. You know, I guess it does explain one thing. At the beginning of the game, I thought it was weird about how Mia apparently moved out of state to take on a babysitting job. That line never made sense to me. But I guess, like, this was the babysitting job. She was working for this big corporation, whatever it is, to take care of a living bioweapon that needs a parent's love. And I guess Ethan must have known that, because otherwise wouldn't he thought it would have been strange that she was moving out of the state for babysitting? Like, he had to have known something about what she was doing, right? Like, Ethan, this couldn't just have taken him by surprise, I don't think. What might have taken him by surprise was that the bioweapon was made in the form of a child. I mean, that's what you want, really. You want your powerful bioweapon to be emotionally needy, to be irrational, to have a mind of its own, and to demand attention. You know, sometimes I think about buying a gun, but I don't because I think, wouldn't it be better if the gun had a mind of its own, and it would get mad at me, and sometimes refuse to fire when I pull the trigger, and sometimes would fire when I don't pull the trigger, and like it would get mad at me for not loving it enough, and I think that's, you know, why aren't guns more like that? Why can't I buy a gun that is like that? If I bought a gun, it's just this boring inanimate object. Clearly, whoever created Evelyn had it right. That's what you want from your weapon. I mean, you look at weapons of mass destruction in the real world, like missiles? Who wants that? All right, hold on. We're actually getting to a part where something is going to be different. Now we're going to get back to me from yesterday around here.
There's no time. Here, take this.
What's this?
I won't be able to resist for much longer.
Mia, no. No.
Oh, wait. Did something change? Something did change.
I can't believe you chose her over me.
We're fighting Mia. We did not fight Mia last time. It's like nothing about this whole thing was different at all until right now. Last time? You remember what happened last time? Mia pushed us out of the boat.
Kill him. Kill him. Kill him.
I'll go kill that bitch.
Why, Mia? Why?
It was very dramatic and sad. It's dramatic, is what it is. And the ending has to be different now, right? It can't be that we fly away.
What the fuck are you?
We fly away with me in the helicopter. That's not happening. We're not flying away with Zoe either. She looked pretty dead last time we saw her. So something different is going to happen. It has to now, right? Except we're still a little bit away from the ending. We do have to go through the salt mines. Yeah, we do. And I don't see a reason why anything in the salt mines would be different. So, cue the fast forward now. Hey, I'm back. It's me from today. Me from yesterday is correct. We go through the salt mines, and there's nothing different in there. There wouldn't be a reason to be, of course, since neither Mia or Zoe played a part in the salt mines. It's also correct that the ending is going to be a little bit different, because in the original ending that we saw, we flew away, Mia was on the helicopter with us, Ethan talked about doors closing and opening, and how now Mia and Ethan flew away, and the door was open before them. That's what he talked about. So it has to be different now. Mia's not getting on that helicopter. Mia is in a bunch of little pieces. Little flakes. As far as ammo goes, I do realize at this point that I'm getting low on the ammo that I was using for these guns, but I have a tremendous amount of handgun ammo, so I just figured, hey, why not just burn this handgun ammo now that we're at the last part of the game? Take the handgun, use that as my primary weapon. Why not? I also have a bunch of bombs. Could also use those. Bombs are really good. I mean, they're only available at this last part of the game, but they turn out to be really useful. It's kind of weird how the final gauntlet are just, the same kind of molded enemies that we saw previously, isn't it? They don't really introduce anyone new. Like, you see all the moldeds that you've seen so far. You see normal molded. You see molded that crawls on all fours. You see molded that has, a big arm that uses to shield itself. We see the big fat moldeds that vomit at us. Like, right here. Here's where they are. And really, this is the actual final fight of the game. Those two moldeds right there. That's the last real battle. Because after that is, the cinematic final battle with Evelyn. And you can die in that, as you saw with me. But it's really not much of a fight. I guess it's a general opinion that this game probably should have had more enemy types, right? Oh, you could actually die from that when Evelyn's pushing you away. I didn't know that, but I found out. Anyway, here we go. And it's over.
I cannot wait to be done with this babysitting job and come home to my loving husband. I miss you. Oh, I gotta get back to work. I love you, Ethan. I miss you so much. I'm sending tons of kisses. Bye, baby.
Goodbye. They say that when one door closes, another opens. Well, a door closed tonight. And what a long night it was. But not just for me. Mia and I weren't the only victims here. So were the Bakers. It was that thing, Evelyn, who made them that way. But now Evelyn's dead. And these guys are here to clean up the mess. I had just come to terms with losing Mia the first time, but now I've lost her again. only other door I can see is closed.
Resident Evil 7. All closed doors. No open ones. They are all shut. Alright, so the big choice that we made. Let's see. By picking Zoe, we, one, saw her die, as opposed to assume it when we gave Mia the serum. They did not change the end game, like the final 2 levels, exactly the same. So I'm assuming that the developers figured you were going to pick Mia, because when you pick Mia, that just flows right into the ship stage where you're controlling Mia, as opposed to when you pick Zoe, as it just teleports Mia to the ship because she's supposed to be there. So obviously you're supposed to pick Mia. I don't know why they even give you the choice to pick Zoe. Then what else? Okay, the other thing that was different was that you fight Mia, because she is not cured of the fungus, so Evelyn takes control of her, and you have a final showdown with Mia. It's not lengthy. You just hit her a few times with a crowbar, and then it's over. And then you have this ending, where it turns out, well, Ethan's on the helicopter, but where Mia would have been on the helicopter, she's not there. Nobody's there. We watch her message on her cell phone one last time, and then we toss that cell phone out of the helicopter. Toss it away, just like we're tossing away our past. And we talk about doors opening and closing. But as far as we can tell, as far as Ethan Winters can tell, all those doors are closed. No open doors. Go tell Aunt Rhodey that all the doors are closed. And aside from that, everything was exactly the same. Again, I'm not entirely sure why this choice was even here. Well, I'm sure this video just makes me seem like I'm a lot more negative on Resident Evil 7 than I actually am, but that's just because this video was all about the final part of the game, which I think is the weakest, and also it was about the supposed choice that you make, which had basically no effect. I mean, had a little effect. Changed the ending a little bit, in that Mia did not survive. But it's not like Zoe survived either, regardless of what you pick. And it's not like we find out any additional information from going with the Zoe ending. There's really not much... I don't know. There's really not much that was changed. So that's the Zoe ending of Resident Evil 7. I figure most people pick Mia. So, even if you played the game yourself, maybe you wanted to see the Zoe ending. And I wanted to see it myself to see what would happen. Because I was thinking, how much of the end game would they have to change if Zoe was the one that you injected and brought with you? And it turns out, not much. It turns out barely anything is how much they actually had to change. So yeah, that's RE7 Zoe ending. We're going to skip these credits. We have seen the credits. It's going to fast forward me to the end of the credits. The only other thing that was interesting to me in this second playthrough of the end game was that I did get to try out the Albert 01, which is described as a replica of the real thing, but it still packs a punch. So the Albert 01, the one we get, seems to just be a really powerful handgun, as opposed to the one that you get in the last fight, which I guess is some sort of anti-fungus gun, because it does wipe out Evelyn. It can't just be a normal gun. Oh, right. And then the end of the game, after the credits, we hear the vibrating of a phone. What is that supposed to be, do you think? I mean, there's Mia's phone that we tossed out of the helicopter, But we get that sound if we chose Mia, and she survives as well. Like, cell phones did not play a big part of this game. Like, Mia's cell phone that we saw there was the only cell phone I can think of. The other phone calls that we did were either on, like, an old analog phone or the watch that Ethan was wearing. But that didn't vibrate. I don't know. Probably means something. I couldn't tell you what. And then there's this, not a hero, but it's not a hero, and it's not out now. It's also what it's not. Available now? No, it is not. But it will be at some point. All right. So I've been playing this for right now for like an hour and 54 minutes. So that's how long it took me to get from... Well, no, actually, before the video started, I did fight Jack in his monster form. So I'm going to just like round off like 15 minutes and say that it took me like an hour 40 minutes to get from the Zoe choice to this point, to the end of the game. A lot of this is going to be fast forwarded. Like almost this entire video is going to be fast forwarded. And I'm going to have to think about what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, like, going to speed through just about all of this. I don't know how long this video is going to be when it's actually done, but it is not going to be an hour 40 minutes. That's ridiculous. That's it for the Zoe ending of Resident Evil 7. But again, we are not done. Even though the Zoe ending might have been disappointing, we still have more to go with RE7. Because we have, what do we have? Extra content. Extra content. We have banned footage. Too hot for YouTube, but I'm going to put it on YouTube anyway, and damn the consequences. It's secured as evidence from the Baker farm. These videotapes never saw the light until today. Not actually today. It'll be another day, not today. Ethan must die. Let's see. Ethan will wish he had his mommy as you lead him to his death over and over again in his ultra-high difficulty minigame. We recommend completing the main game before trying this one. All right, we'll see how many times Ethan can die. Jack's 55th birthday. Jack's birthday. He doesn't want presents. It's food he wants. And I guess we have to feed Jack in his 55th birthday, so that sounds fun. We'll see what that's about. But again, we're not playing this right now. We will be playing this another time. Next time, actually, on Resident Evil 7. So, I'll see you then for that. And hopefully, there's these extra... Hopefully the DLC will be a bit more satisfying than what we got here today. We'll see about that. I still like Resident Evil 7. Honestly, I do. We'll see what the DLC is like next time. I'll see you then.